Hello and welcome to Clippers TV. I'm your host Tali Campbell. On today's edition of Clippers TV, we'll be taking a look at the following week of the Clippers, their past 3 games at the BCHL Showcase, and their home opener on September 15th. And plus we got a trivia question for your chance to win 2 tickets to the home game September 28th when they take on the Victoria Grizzlies. However, first we're going to head over to Kyle Anderson, who's speaking to assistant coach Michael Olson. Kyle.
Thanks, Tali. I'm here with assistant coach Michael Olson. We're here to talk about the week in review for Clippers TV. Michael, the first ever BCHL Showcase, what was it like over there?
Well, it was very chaotic. I guess I felt like I was gone for about a week, but it was when we were only gone for a day. But I think from the standpoint of exposing our players, all 16 teams getting the exposure, there was over 172 scouts from the NCAA and from the NHL. So for an exposure standpoint for the players of our league, I think it was very well. It was a great tool for those guys to showcase themselves. You know, I wish there was something like that when I was playing in the league. So it's great for these younger players to get that exposure, and it's not just the assistant coaches from the NCAA. It's head coaches that come out to these things where they can see all the teams and they don't have to do all the traveling around, because they've gone through that through their trials and tribulations of moving up the ranks, where they're the head guy now and they have assistants to go do that. So when you get in a head coach to come in and watch, it's a big deal.
1 win, 1 loss at that showcase, 2 really close hockey games. The first one probably could have gone either way. Were you happy with the way the players played in those circumstances?
I think we were happy with the way they competed for both games. Obviously we didn't get the result that we wanted on the Saturday night against Chilliwack, but it was one of those things. The guys were nervous, they were uptight, and didn't want to make a mistake, and we just got off the page, and they were just trying to do everything possible to, they know how many people are there, and they know that there's tons of people watching, and they just needed to settle in and just play our game and trust the systems. And once again, we weren't disappointed in their effort, but we were just disappointed in their execution. And obviously when you take 18 minutes worth of penalties in the second period, it's pretty hard to score goals when you're playing from your own end the entire second period. So special teams came down to hurt us. They scored 2 power play goals, and we were able to get 1 5-on-5. So special teams once again was the difference. And then on Sunday, quick turnaround. Thought we had a great effort. At 11 o'clock, teenagers really don't function that great at that early of the morning, and to be able to come out and compete for 2 hours was very, very good. And it was nice to get the first one under our belts, and it was a good game.
Saturday night was the home opener against the Powell River Kings. Come out with a 3-1 win. Again, the players looked nervous, sort of expected with the home opener. Is that what you saw from the bench as well?
I think, in those type of things, when you play your first game, whether you're a 20-year-old or you're a 17-year-old, I think your nerves are going to be a little bit uptight. You're going to be squeezing the stick, and you're going to be nervous, of course. And I remember as a player, all 3 years, my home opener, I was kind of nervous and that kind of a thing. But our guys settled in. I think towards the latter part of maybe the second period, we started to kind of settle in a little bit more. We did make a few mistakes at the end of the second period where we kind of maybe got off a little bit more of the page than what we have liked, but we came back in the last third of the game, last 20 minutes, and had a really good third period. We were able to find a way to score a goal, and it just kind of opened up for us for that little window. And the game is about little moments, and that moment we embraced it, and we were able to get 3 and secure the victory.
Looking at the week ahead, you've got only the 1 game, Cowichan on Friday night. It's the first game of our new 8-game series with Cowichan. How does that play into your minds at all? You're just looking for another 2 points?
Tali made the mistake and asked me about Powell River in the interview in between the second and third period. Sorry, Tali, I just had to take a shot at you. But we don't worry about other teams. We focus about the Nanaimo Clippers, because the only thing that we can control is how we play and our systems, our focus, and dictate the way that we want to play. So that's the only thing that we can control, so that's all we worry about. We don't worry about our opponent. If there's things that we can make minor adjustments to our game to adjust during the game, of course we're going to do that. But our focus this week is just becoming better as a group, better as a team, and work on our fitness, obviously, because we can go to work here this week with only having one game on our schedule, and know that we could put in a good effort off the ice as well as on the ice and prepare accordingly for Friday night's game for our first road trip in a hostile environment. For a lot of guys that have never played there before, it will be a neat and a cool experience. It's a lot of fun to play there, and it's even more fun to win. So we're gearing up to play a good, complete Nanaimo Clipper hockey game, and we're going to do the work here this week to prepare ourselves.
With Clippers TV, my name is Kyle Anderson. That was our week in review and a look at the week ahead. Tali, back to you.
Thank you, Kyle. And for those who are wondering what Michael Olson is talking about, I was doing an interview with him on 106.9 The Wolf, and I asked him about the other team, his first impression of Power over Kings, and he shut me down. All the best. So I learned my mistake now. Looking back at the past weeks, the Clippers started their season at the BCHL Showcase when taking on the host team, the Chilliwack Chiefs. The Chiefs got on the board first, a power play goal by Cooper Rush. However, not long after, the Clippers retaliated with a goal of their own by Jesse Nair. In the second, on another power play, the Chiefs' David Thompson beat Nanaimo's Jason Argue. In the third, it got rough. Mason Mitchell dropped the gloves of Matthew Tippett. However, the Clippers could not get past Chiefs goaltender Mitch Gillum. The Chiefs take their first game 2-1 at the BCHL Showcase. The following day, the Clippers were back in action against the Salmon Arm Silverbacks. Early in the game, Nanaimo's Michael McNicholson from Kramer and Dick tied a quick one. Then within 5 minutes, Reed Sturrows netted a shorthanded goal. In the second, it was rather quiet. However, with 45 seconds to go, Silverbacks Josh Bowes gets them on the board to make it 2-1 Clippers. For the third period, is more of the same. Troy Petrick gets a misconduct for a blow to the head, and that was the game. Nanaimo beats the Silverbacks 2-1, and they go 1-1 at the BCHL Showcase. The Clippers held their home opener on September 15, taking on the Power over Kings, and it was full of fireworks and all. The first period for both teams was rather quiet on the score sheet, of both teams taking several penalties in Nanaimo's own. Kyle Kramer even gets ejected from a hit from behind. In the second, 13 penalties were handed out altogether. The Power River's Matt Joyx was able to get a power play goal to make it 1-0 Kings. In the third, another 11 penalties were given out. However, Nanaimo was able to get on the board. First was by Nanaimo's own Brendan Taylor. Second goal was by Colton Dolan. And to settle it all, third goal by Nanaimo's own Brendan Forbes to complete the win 3-1 at the home opener. That is $60 donated to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Vancouver Island. Thank you to Island Savings. Remember, every Clipper home goal is $20 donated to Big Brothers Big Sisters. The standings as of September 18th follows. Victoria's leading the way with 7 points. Alberni Valley Bulldogs behind them with 5. Nanaimo and Powell River both at 4. And in the back of the Island Division is the Cowichan Valley Capitals with 3 points. Do remember most teams have 4 or 5 games under their belt, while Nanaimo only has 3. This past week, I had the opportunity to sit in on Off the Ice with Dan Marshall on 106.9 The Wolf, as you're seeing. In the upcoming weeks on Clippers Television, we'll be showing you the behind-the-scenes looks of Off the Ice. Off the Ice on Mondays at 7 p.m. on 106.9 The Wolf, the radio station for your Nanaimo Clippers. Make sure to check it out Mondays at 7 p.m. with Dan Marshall. Alrighty, folks, it's now time to be entered your chance to win 2 tickets to Victoria Grizzlies game here at Frank Crane Arena on September 28th when Bill Bestwick returns. Alright, that's how you do it. You need to first like the Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Nanaimo Clippers, and secondly, post on the wall why you are a Clipper fan. Contest ends September 26th. And during the upcoming weeks, we'll be going player profiles. We'll be looking at behind-the-scenes look of trainer Whitey and much more on Clippers Television. Thank you for watching this first edition of Clippers Television. I'm your host, Tali Campbell. And for Kyle Anderson, have yourselves a good night.